Coming up on 5 Minute News. Negligence probed in deadly Beirut blast. Obama-era official says Flynn tried to neutralize Russia sanctions. And virus testing in the US is dropping, even as deaths rise. It's Thursday, August 6. I'm Anthony Davis. Investigators probing the deadly blast that ripped across Beirut focused on Wednesday on possible negligence in the storage of tons of a highly explosive fertilizer in a waterfront warehouse, while the government ordered the house arrest of several port officials. International aid flights began to arrive as Lebanon's leaders struggled to deal with the widespread damage and shocking aftermath of Tuesday's blast, which the health ministry said killed 135 people and injured around 5,000 others. Public anger mounted against the ruling elite that is being blamed for the chronic mismanagement and carelessness that led to the disaster. The Port of Beirut and Customs Office is notorious for being one of the most corrupt and lucrative institutions in Lebanon, where various factions and politicians, including Hezbollah, hold sway. The investigation is focusing on how 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, a highly explosive chemical used in fertilizers, came to be stored at the facility for 6 years, and why nothing was done about it. Losses from the blast are estimated to be between $10 and $15 billion, with nearly 300,000 people now homeless. Hospitals were overwhelmed by the injured. One that was damaged in the blast had to evacuate all its patients to a nearby field for treatment. Fueling speculation that negligence was to blame for the accident, an official letter circulating online showed the head of the Customs Department had warned repeatedly over the years that the huge stockpile of ammonium nitrate stored in the port was a danger and had asked judicial officers for a ruling on a way to remove it. The head of the Customs Department confirmed that there were 5 or 6 such letters to the judiciary. The cargo had been stored at the port since it was confiscated from a Russian ship in 2013, and on Tuesday it is believed to have detonated after a fire broke out nearby. The number 2 Justice Department official under President Barack Obama told Congress that before Donald Trump's inauguration, his national security advisor told a Russian diplomat Trump would essentially neutralize sanctions imposed on Russia for alleged 2016 U.S. election interference. Sally Yates, Obama's Deputy Attorney General, told a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on Wednesday it was highly irregular for Trump advisor Michael Flynn to tell Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak that the incoming administration hoped Russia would minimize its response to post-election sanctions. In late December 2016, Obama expelled 35 suspected Russian spies from the U.S. in response to intelligence that Russia exploited social media and circulated hacked Hillary Clinton campaign emails to try to damage Clinton's presidential campaign and boost Trump's. Flynn, a retired Army lieutenant general, was charged criminally by special counsel Robert Mueller during his investigation into Moscow's alleged election interference. Flynn twice pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his conversations with Kislyak. Flynn subsequently switched lawyers to pursue a legal campaign which accused the FBI of setting him up. The dismissal case, backed by Trump's Justice Department, is now pending before a U.S. appeals court. Yates said she was not aware of anyone at the Department of Justice trying to keep Donald Trump from becoming president. Trump fired Yates in the first month of his presidency, when she refused to defend his administration's first effort to ban travelers from 7 Muslim-majority countries. US testing for the coronavirus is dropping, even as infections remain high and the death toll rises by more than 1,000 a day, a worrisome trend that officials attribute largely to Americans getting discouraged over having to wait hours to get a test and days or weeks to learn the results. In the absence of a national federal testing strategy, the number of tests per day slid 3.6% over the past 2 weeks to 750,000, with the count falling in 22 states. That includes places like Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri, and Iowa, where the percentage of positive tests is high and continuing to climb, an indicator that the virus is still spreading uncontrolled. Amid the crisis, some health experts are calling for the introduction of a different type of test that would yield results in a matter of minutes and would be cheap and simple enough for millions of Americans to test themselves, but would also be less accurate. Widespread testing is considered essential to managing the outbreak as the US approaches a mammoth 5 million confirmed infections and more than 157,000 deaths out of 700,000 worldwide. Testing demand is expected to surge again this fall when schools reopen and flu season hits, most likely outstripping supplies and leading to new delays and bottlenecks. In an interview this week, Donald Trump appeared to have little grasp of the scale of the pandemic, claiming cases were diminishing by using the wrong statistic to measure death rate. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app, ask your smart speaker, or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Visit us online at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an independent production covering politics, inequality, health, and climate, delivering unbiased, verified, and truthful world news daily.